Hey YouTube. So I wanted to talk about getting momentum. I woke up this morning and I got up, I started writing a little bit, just a few sentences, do some of my journaling and all that. And then I've been struggling with getting myself working out, and all it really took was just me going over, picking up the bar, doing the 10 presses. Like the day before I skipped the 10 presses, and like just 10 presses with the bar, and then 15 squats, and like there's just the ease of it was different. Like I could just get myself to do it. And when you're trying to be improving, you want to be doing something that's physical early on in the morning just to get your testosterone pumping, get your mood up, and then something to get you thinking, so like writing. And so like you have a practice that works on your mind first thing in the morning. It could be meditation, it could be writing, it could be thankfulness writing, it can be journaling. um, you could do affirmations, you could sit there and think. Like it could just be staring at a wall and like, what do I want to do with my life, or what I'm gonna do, or plan the day. But you want to have some sort of thing that you're working on your mind, and then like do some push-ups, do some yoga, go out on a run. Like that will help support you feel in the mood to continue the intellectual things and clear up your space. And just whenever you're feeling down, it's like try to do the bare minimum. Like get like 10 push-ups in. Do some 20 air squats. Like walk around somewhere. It helps a lot to keep the momentum. Um as far as positive mindset, it's like I think in general you should try to not think all that much, and more like just action. I don't think it's so important that you think positively or negatively, as long as you're moving. Like just stay busy, always doing something. Like if I'm just sitting around and I don't feel good, it's like it's better that I sit there and play guitar, or it's better that I sing, or it's better that I sit down and just write a sentence or two, and then like run out of things to say, and then just stare at the page and then write something. Like it's something, anything. This is what I'm doing, this is what I wish I was doing, this is where I was. Having a measure for yourself. I got an Olipop vintage cola. These things are dope. Yum. Way better than a Coca-Cola. But eating healthy, like get yourself some kefir, get yourself um, yogurt, have some of that, eat that, have some vegetables or something. Early on in the morning, if you don't feel like you can make a fast, just eat meat, just eat protein. It'll help keep you from crashing, and you'll still feel the benefits of it. Kind of like fasting, it's similar. You won't get as weighed down, but having some kefir, having some yogurt will give you the neurochemicals that you need to get started with the day. It will make you happier, improve your mood, just in general give you health and vitality. Um, yeah, so like start your morning off with something that you're working on that you think about, and start your morning with something that you're working on physically that's a little difficult and a little uncomfortable. And like yeah, that's a good way to start your morning. I've been kind of, this is the first day that I felt like in a while, like in like 10 days, that I felt like I'm actually on point with what I need to be doing. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right, and it's because I started off the day like that. And like you shouldn't be lazy. Like seriously, like anybody can get out and get in a mile or two, go out on a run, let the blood flow, let your BDMF increase. Like you don't want to live your life not running. You don't want to live your life not exercising. You're losing brain cells. You're getting older faster. You're getting slower. You'll be more depressed. You'll just in general your life quality is going to be worse. And like a lot of people are just used to feeling like shit, and they don't realize their baseline mood is terrible. And like you want to increase the neurochemicals in whatever way you can. Like getting neurotropics like ginkgo biloba, lion's mane mushroom, rhodiola rosa, or like alpha GPC. It could be caffeine, though typically caffeine's overconsumed to the point that it doesn't really help as a neurochemical unless you use it sparsely, but or help with the uptake in your brain. But like get stimulants, get neurotropics, not stimulants, but neurotropics, these things that help you create more acetylcholine and all that. Um, and then you can be sharper, you can be redder. It can increase your dopamine a little bit. Not so much like you taking some L-theanine increases your dopamine a bit, but you're not gonna have this large crash later that leads to a deficit like harder drugs or like higher dopamine things. But yeah, like if you want a good morning, exercise and do something related to thinking. Try to avoid any media consumption. Um, I guess it's fine if you pick something that's educational and you decide to go out on a walk and you just listen to educational things. But for the most part, like you don't want to be idly. You don't want to just be sitting there on a phone. You don't want to just be laying down watching something. You want to be actively pursuing some sort of goal, which walking would be great or running would be great for podcasts. And if you, and then if you're gonna sit there, it's preferable that you read because it gets your mind working. You're less lazy and like you start imagining things differently. Like reading is superior to listening. If you have the choice, if you have the option that you can read something, choose to read it. In my life, I've just noticed that like my attention's way better. My mood is better. Like I feel my thoughts, they just like follow this more depthful line. It adapts whatever information that it has into integration, makes it integrated and like more readily available in an actual practical way than if I just watch a video. Because like a video, you can watch it and you can try to pay attention, but you might not pay attention. There isn't an obvious point where you don't notice it as easily that you weren't paying attention. But with reading, if you stop paying attention, it's very obvious because you just stop reading and you skip ahead or it gets weird. Like you can notice it. If you fuck up with reading, if you're not focused, then you're gonna have a problem. That's obvious. But yeah, so I'm doing good this morning. Feeling good. Had some fish. Had some eggs. I don't know when I'm gonna get back onto vegetarianism. I do believe morally it is superior, and I do think it's kind of fucked up to eat meat to some degree. Also, I think I got gyno, like, on my right nipple. I got gynocoplastia. There's this lump right here on my nipple. Like, I think it was from just, like, laying around eating certain shitty foods and just taking marijuana that eventually I just got this one fucking bump. It wasn't here before. I don't know when it appeared, but like marijuana, watch it with the weed. You want to like take it very sparsely because it fucks with your testosterone if you're a male, and that's not good. Like you can just feel like shit. I feel a lot better now. Um, but I can't say completely like fine. Like I took some kratom. I'm not completely sober. I'm like I rely on it to some degree for performance. Um, I'm getting better at staying away from it. I'm reducing it. I'm not taking it as much. Um, but it's still a crutch that I have. It's still like it's like a study drug for me. It allows me to be in a better mood and it increases dopamine and it increases serotonin and I'm able to just sit there and be more tuned in. I wouldn't recommend if you haven't started Kratom, I wouldn't recommend you start it. If you do start it, it's like just have what the serving size is. Just have two pills, just a gram. I think that's what would it be. But like, don't get caught up in the habit. If you're not taking any drugs for performance enhancement, you might as well just stay sober. You can just take supplements. Avoid things like kratom. Avoid things like marijuana. Avoid things like alcohol. And even alcohol can be a performance enhancer. If you take a shot, it acts like a stimulant, but just like one shot. You can. avoid, like, kava is good. Like, it's not very dopaminergic, but it does add some like relaxation to. Anything that's a drug that increases dopamine really high is very dangerous because there's a high chance of relying on it, and then there's a high chance of just getting addicted to it. And like, it's not fun being addicted. It's not fun. It's not good for your wallet. It's just being sober is preferable to anything else. But yeah, that's the video. Start your mornings out right. Something to get your mind thinking, something to get your body moving.